All right. Hello. Welcome to our fun transit series.
Hello, hello. This is Janelle with Chatting Human Design, and
Yeah,
we've got Rebecca.
Rebecca with Channel of Curiosity
Yay!
and our new favorite activity, talking about the transits.
It is really fun, and I find myself talking about it a lot more with other people, even if they don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, you might not understand this, but this is what's happening currently in the universe. It's easier when I go to at it like, okay, like how sometimes astrology will have like a weekly forecast. I'm like, it's like that, but
Mhm.
more, more. And
Yeah.
that helps people out a lot. So if you're just tuning in now, the transits in human design are just the planetary movements into each gate, and it just kind of colors and spices up our life. It doesn't change our design, but it's something to observe and perhaps leverage to get something done in your life. But it's not here to change anything or to tell you what to do. We're not here to tell you what to do, guys.
No, no. Because again, like these energies are universal, but they're going to present differently. Like if you already have this gate in your chart, then it'll just be more amplified. If you
Yep.
like, maybe it'll make a connection for you that you're not used to. So you're experiencing that energy. Maybe you don't have it at all and it's all new. So yeah.
Exactly. Observe and be compassionate with yourself.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this how we always do. And we're going to do personality sun and personality earth, because those are big energies. And neither of us has the bandwidth to do all the planets. That would be
No.
so starting on the 7th, our personality sun gate, which if you're looking at a chart and it has boxes on it, red and black boxes, this is the right side black boxes, top 2 boxes. Not all body graphs look that way, but a lot of them do. So gate 53 is in the root. They're both in the root again. I know I don't sound very excited about that. I try, but they're
so much root energy.
Root energy, just like it can feel like it's tiring for me. And almost like it feels heavy, like something's rooting me to the ground, but not in a good way, like
Yeah.
I can't move. But anyway, this gate moves towards the sacral. So if you have the let's see, what is it, 42, then you're going to have a channel that you're not used to for about 5 days. And this gate is the gate of new beginnings. This is a really awesome energy, especially since the last few weeks we've been talking about some really intense changing energy. And this is one too, but this is fresh, new, begin. People with this energy all the time are usually serial starters. So they'll just start a bunch of stuff and not finish things just because they don't have the energy for it. They might even get into relationships or partnerships that they know aren't going to get to the completion just because they're starters. They need a new thing. It's like a drug for them.
Yes.
And this is because when we talk about the root, it's all about pressure. And this, to me, this is the pressure to steer clear of boredom. They don't want to be bored. To them, being bored is terrifying. That's what it said in my book anyway.
Yes, yes. Well, and especially, with the energy moving up to the sacral and the life force energy. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So everything new is good. They might start things that are new just to have new experiences and not really think it all the way through. People with this energy, or you getting a taste of this energy for the next 5-ish days, might have a lot of unfinished projects, books, lists, just things lying around that are not done. And that's okay, because this is your energy, is to be the starter and not the finisher. So you can observe this energy and be compassionate with yourself if you start a lot of things that you don't finish. Or you can really look at your day as the beginning of a new day, and each day start it how you feel. It doesn't need to look the same. Just start it however it feels good in your body, because this energy is pointing to the sacral. So whatever feels good in your body. And if you start your day that way, it will continue to feel successful and new and fresh. I haven't experimented with this personally, but I think I'm going to. But I read it and it sounded really cool. So
yes, I love that too. I'm
yeah,
gonna
so
tap into that too.
yeah.
And so I'm curious too, because I know I've read a bit about the beginning and all of that, but they're also saying that if you follow your strategy and authority and you're surrounded by the correct people, then you can work through projects. It's just maybe you're the one that gets things going.
You need
then,
a finisher.
Yeah.
That's true. And with this energy, it really helps you, like you said, to not try to do something from beginning to end all alone, simply because you don't really have the bandwidth and energy for finishing. You're here to start. And when other people have trouble starting, other businesses have trouble starting, like they get stuck, you're somebody who can unstick people. You can start the thing. So this energy is valuable.
Yes.
Because you can get someone started, even yourself or other people, when they were stuck before at the start. After the start, you might need to pass the baton and let somebody else continue on, but you might find a great finisher. I forget which gate it is, but there's a gate of finishing things.
The one it's connected to, right?
Is it? Probably. You're probably right. You're usually right about these things. But yeah, so find a finisher, or even somebody who has the energy for the in-between, which could be a lot of different people. But this energy specifically is about starting things and liking new things. So just observe yourself if you find yourself jumping from things very quickly because you like the newness of it. It can be okay as long as you're wary about that, I think, in relationships, simply because it might not feel great for the other person.
That's true.
If you jump ship just because you want something new.
If you meet somebody new this week, start a new thing, just, you don't
have to keep doing it, but observe if you really feel the urge to jump simply because you want a new thing, not because it's not working out.
Yes.
Because like Rebecca said, you can stay till the finish of things. It's just your energy gets bored really quickly. So for me, if I had this, I don't have this energy, and I was in a long-term relationship, I would make sure we did new stuff. We changed things up. Like we changed up our dates, or like our, I don't know, maybe like we like role play or do something crazy. Like just like I would really change things up and like inject newness. That way it would be like, oh, this is new. Oh, this is new. Yeah. But this doesn't mean that you're not gonna like stay with a person or like just jump around.
Yeah, there's so much.
It's just gonna be a real urge for an urge for the taste of new. That's really what it is.
And the gift here is expansion, which I feel like fits so well. Like you're helping to expand and get new horizons and create things. The shadow is immaturity, and so that makes sense too. Like if you're just constantly starting things and getting bored, moving on.
Bye. See ya. Yeah. I'm over this thing. See ya. Yeah, that does seem that's so funny. And I love the expansion part because you can do that for others too. You might, like I said, start something for somebody who hasn't been able to start the thing. And all they needed was for you to turn the key. That was it. And then they're like, oh, I have this now. Bye. And they rev off.
Yeah, and perfect.
That's all you needed to do. So pay attention if there's anything in your life where you feel like you could help someone simply by getting them started, or maybe not even just a person, maybe a whole business, maybe a whole bunch of people, like just by getting them started and then letting them run with the thing. Oh, that sounds so fun.
Yes.
So that's going to be the Sun Gate, which is like identity, vitality, the gifts you're here to give the world, your personality. That's why it's called Personality Sun. Well, probably not, but I like to think of it that way. Anyway, so that's the energy we're all going to be kind of dealing with for about 5-ish days in the Sun Gate. And then we have the Earth Gate, which is 54. Do they all do this too, where they're the same number, just one number apart?
No.
We're learning so many new things because I keep like some things happen. I'm like, is this how it's always going to be? And then she knows like 3 weeks later, nope, it's different. First line, third line going, sure, sounds good to me.
I totally have a chart set up for.
But this is why we work so well together, because I
Yes.
really appreciate this about you. Like, I really like this part of you. And I don't think that there's any time where you like get too much information or over prepare, because you always tell me stuff that I'm like, what? So it's actually works very well, I think.
Well, I just have to say thank you. And I really appreciate yours too, because I know, like, if I was by myself, I'd be like, here's a book. And, and you help to keep it very light. Yes.
And I'm just like, hey guys, I'm not sure if I know what I'm talking about, but 95% of the time, I think I do. So here we go. So
I love it.
personality, Earth is what grounds us.
Mhm.
It's what connects us to the physical reality. I kind of like the way that that's said. And it's gate 54. And this is another root gate, but it points to the spleen. And it is the gate of ambition. And it is what it sounds in a very extreme form. The way that from reading this in my text, it was like, you will do anything to get what you want. Anything. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. So yeah, this energy is very much about climbing the ladder, achieving, getting to the thing that you want, however you need to get there. And a lot of times this means contacts and alliances with other people. It makes me think of Survivor, like, oh, I need to make alliances with you and you and you so I can get to the top. And I feel like this energy might do that to some people who aren't used to it, really push you to make connections and alliances with others to move you up and forward, really for your own, what you want. And it's not bad. It's just, it's what it is. And we'll get to how you can observe this and be compassionate with it later. So yeah, this is like, really, I'm going to make contacts and connections at all opportunities I have. What can I do to move myself up the ladder? Anything that I can do to do it, I'm going to do it. It's the pressure to achieve. It's like the exact opposite pressure that a projector needs to have at any moment is this. And this to me is what really moves the world. Like, this is what is conditioned everyone, all types. This is what moves the world, is this. It's a lot of times in my books, it's described as blind ambition. Sometimes you don't even know what it is that you're going for, but you know you have to have it. You have to achieve. You have to be first. You have to be up there somewhere in the upper echelon of wherever it is that you want to be. And you're going to do anything to get there. That's what this energy is. Woo! So,
love it.
The question here is, what is your prime motivation for this thing? So, trying to take the blinders off of the blind ambition, get yourself a little clarity, see a little bit. That will make the thing a little bit more gettable, attainable, achievable. Once you take off your blindfold a little bit and go, oh, I want this thing because it will help my family, or I want this thing because this has been the job I've dreamed for my whole life. And now I can see it and touch it and it's right there and I have to get that thing. Like, why? Not just like, get me up there, push people down on the way up. It's more, what is your prime motivation? And then just be compassionate with yourself and with others, because this energy really makes you not care what happens to the other people. You're in it. This is like, I'm in it for myself. This is why it reminds me of that show Survivor so much, because I feel like they're really good at just being like, it's all me, buddy. Screw you. I'm going to push you down that ladder. So
that's why I could never be on that show. I'm like,
oh my God.
Let me teach you how to love yourself.
I would be crying immediately. I would be like, there's so much energy around. You guys are just got a lot going on and I need to take a break. Can I go take a break over there for the whole show? Okay, bye. But yeah, no, too much pressure. But that's what's so interesting to me with especially shows like that, is that there are people that love it. They love that feeling. They get addicted to it and they're good at it and they love it. And I want to see their charts. I'm like, do you have a defined root? Do you have a defined spleen? I have to see these things. That's what it feels like to me. Is your heart defined? Because it really feels like that to me. Competitive energy, you know? So yeah, just be aware if you start to feel frantic in your ambition, and try to pinpoint where you want it to go, and have compassion with yourself if you set your sights really high and you don't quite get there, because this energy makes you put things on a really high shelf, really high, and you go, oh, I can get there. So just be compassionate if you get real close but not quite there, because you most likely put something impossibly high. So you've done a great job in either way.
Yes. And because the gift here is aspiration, so that really hits when you're talking about how people, you can have a really aspirational goal, and that's amazing. But the shadow is greed, which again makes sense if you're just really trying to push through this. And so I love, yeah, I love how it's really just the fine line between the shadow and the gift on all of these.
It really is. And when you say it like that, to me, it's like, yeah, really knowing what you're going to go for, and wanting others to succeed with you along your way, or being happy for other people as they're succeeding along their way. And you can, like I said, this energy might help you reach up higher than you could. Like, you might get up higher than you thought. You might get farther than you thought you could. And this energy might help you do that. So yeah, if you've got a goal in mind in this particular time period, and you've been thinking about pushing that goal a little bit higher or surpassing the goal, maybe you should try. Just see what happens.
Yeah, go for it.
Be compassionate with yourself, though.
And I love how you asked the clarifying questions, because that's so important, because I think this could be me projecting, because I know before human design, a lot of my goals came from my not self, so asking that specific question can be so good if you're thinking, oh, well, if I do this, then I'll prove I'm worthy. Do you have an undefined heart? Because it's not a reason. So then ask again, well, what is it really? And keep going towards that.
And the not self root question is, what can I do to be free of the pressure? So
true. Yeah. Do you have an undefined root? And is this new energy for you? Or are you just trying to be free of pressure? Yeah.
Yeah. And that makes sense with this ambition and the starting of things and the newness of things. Does it feel pressure? Does it feel like something's pushing on you to do these things? Is it giving you stress, adrenal stress specifically? Because that's kind of what the root does. And if that's what's happening, you might want to really look at these things, and like you said, look at the reason you're doing them and what's the prime motivation and drive for you in your life. Because this
strategy and authority
this root energy can like really mess with you. And I like that you said that, because if you have a defined root, you might be a little bit more familiar with how this energy works in your body, and you might be able to use your stress and your adrenal energy a little bit better than someone who has an undefined root. Oh, I'm real bad when it comes to stress and adrenal energy. Just it scares me. It's very flight for me, and I'm just like, go away. So it's always fascinating to me when people feel stress and adrenaline and jump head first into the thing. I'm always, because they like it. I'm like, whew. It's like people who like the dentist. I'm like, what? Wow. So this can go either way for you, and you can really observe it and use it or not, and just see what happens.
And I love again how they balance each other with the drive of starting new things. And like you said before, if there's something you've been wanting to start, then maybe this is the week you get the energy to do it. But just remember, follow strategy and authority, know your motivation. And this drive gate is a tribal gate. So, connect with your tribe. Let people support you in this as well. Because again, the beginnings, you might not be able to finish. So surround yourself with people who support you.
Yeah.
Start your thing, get the feedback.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. Okay, cool. So unless you have anything more to say, we've done it for this transit.
Yes. Sounds like it'll be a fun week, especially coming off of the provocation. So
right. The poke the bear energy. We're leaving that, and now we're climbing the ladder.
Now we're making some progress. So good. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think I'm good.
Excellent. Thank y'all for listening, and we'll be back soon with the next new transit.
Bye.
Bye.